Back by popular demand, we are going to name a disaccharide in this video. Here is the disaccharide. Let's see what features we're looking at here. We have an anomeric hydroxyl that's alpha. That is a hemiacetal. It's an ether at the same time that it's an alcohol on a same carbon. Over here we have carbon number 1 in a beta linkage, beta because the O is cis to the distal C. The distal C is missing an OH. In fact, it's only missing the O. We're going to call that 6-deoxy because that is carbon number 6 of this sugar. On carbon 4, we have an amino group that's really an amido group with an amide. We can name it either way. I'm pretty flexible on grading this. And the linkage is between carbon 1, the acetal carbon of this sugar, and carbon number, well, there's 1. That means this is 2, 3, and 4 of this sugar. It's a beta 1 to 4 linkage. That will show up in the name, and I think we're ready to go. Some of you might have some concerns about this being a chair. I'd like to point out that the only reason we studied chairs, or one of the only reasons we studied chairs in Chapter 2, was that we could see them work with carbohydrates, which is where they do most of their work. Next time you're looking at a tree, just imagine the millions of chairs giving the tree its strength. Okay, so if you are concerned about this, that's clearly an up bond and a down bond and another down bond. How did I know that? Well, there's an axial H here that I didn't show, but it's right here. And the axials follow the carbon angle in your Chair Review 101 here. Very tiny bond there. And we have another. This has to be an up bond because there's an H down here. Axial straight down. Axials aren't always the ones that are missing. The axial bond here, the O has an axial bond, and the H had to have an equatorial bond. If you really want to thoroughly review, that bond right there is parallel to this bond and this bond right here. Okay, simplifying things, you can convert your chair to a non-chair hexagon. I have all the downs and ups maintained. We have a deoxy group on carbon 6 that we'll have to put in the name eventually. That's not 6, that's 5. That's 6. And let's get busy. What's our first step? First step is to unravel each disaccharide to the open form. That is just a fancy way of saying break the bond that made the cyclic acetal or hemiacetal. In this case, we're going to break this bond to get this result. Nope, that's the original. This result right here. I broke this bond to get here. You're saying, where did this come from? Well, it's the exact same thing as this, except I have just the one sugar. And I broke it open, and let's just carry on this row here. I did the Fisher rules. We have down, right, up, left, and it says, well, this carbon is not in the loop. The loop goes around here, and the O's in the loop. We have to rotate. I just copied the molecule, one thing at a time here. The O is going to rotate down to this H, which I drew, which was always there, right there. And the H rotated up to the methyl, and the methyl rotated to the O. I think I said that twice. And after the rotation, you get something like this, which is our goal. We are almost there to figure out which sugar this was. We can convert this because we have the loop. Here's the loop. Carbons are all in the loop. It means this is a different representation of the Fisher. Fisher being right here, being a little cut off. And there we have it. It's a D sugar because this O is on the right. The last stereocenter downwards has the O on the right. And we need to look up the sugar that has the O's right, carbon 2 right, carbon 3 right, carbon 4 left. It'll be an O when we look it up. In our name, though, we're going to say the O was replaced by an amine. And in carbon 5 right. So we're looking for right, right, left, right. When they made me memorize these, I remembered glucose was this one. Let's verify that it goes right, right, left, right. Glucose. Better know your spelling in monosaccharides. Glucose and glucose are different things. So we have D-glucose. He snuck in right here. There's our D-glucose. On carbon 4, we have an amino that has an acetyl group on it. You can do it in one fell swoop by saying 4. Okay, maybe I can't. 4 acetamido, and it's glucose. So that's what we have right there. And let's look at the other one. The other sugar on the right side is here. I gave carbon 4 its hydroxyl back. Clearly that's an upward bond. And following the opening rule, this is the bond that made the hemiacetal in this case. It needs to be popped open to unravel this thing. There we are. Following the rules of unwinding, because we know we have to unwind. This carbon is not in the loop. It's outside the loop. It needs to rotate to here. Just copied everything. Wrote the H in here. The groups that are rotating, CH2OH rotates to the position here. The OH rotates to the position here. And the H rotates here. Some of you have already memorized the rotating clockwise. Don't do that. Do the work. Somebody throws an L sugar at you, your memorizing will let you down. Okay, I have the results of this rotation in our goal box here. Notice there's a methyl on the oxygen that's normally on carbon 6 of whatever sugar this is. And whatever sugar this is here in its Fischer form. We have down right, right, up left, left, down right, that's what made this thing a D sugar. And we have a methyl on carbon 4. So we have to find the ketose. This is a ketose sugar with 6 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes right, left, right. Ketoses with 6 carbons are all up here. Right, left, right seems to be sorbose. So here we have D-sorbose, which is our sugar here, minus the methyl on the oxygen. Now to call that a methoxy would be incorrect. Sorbose already has the oxygen. So I've got good news for you. Just like you could say there was a methyl on a nitrogen by saying N-methyl, you can use a capital O and say methyl and sorbose here. But you better tell me which carbon has the O-methyl. 1-O-methyl sorbose is the name of that sugar. And you want to get real picky, and I will never be this picky. That should be italicized, just like the N of N-methyl. Since we're bringing up such things, an alternative name for the first sugar would be D-N-acetyl 4-amino glucose. There's an amino on 4 that has an acetyl group on it. So what I've done is I've transferred this up to here and got rid of the ending because it's no longer an open form. It is a six-membered ring, pyrano, and it's a acetal, so it's a glycoside. And the alternate name would be, similarly taking the ending and putting pyranoside on it, and N-acetyl-4-aminogulopyranoside is an alternate name for this first part. The linkage is beta from carbon 1 to carbon number 4 with the next sugar. And the next sugar, this is part of the name, this beta. Let me squeeze that in there. The other sugar, alpha sugar, right here, D1-O-methyl sorbo, and sorbose is a furano, ring size 5, and it is not an acetal, but a hemiacetal. It ends with OSE. So we have two names, D-N-acetyl-4-aminogulopyranoside beta 1 to 4 with alpha D1-O-methyl sorbofuranose, or D4-acetamido gulopyranoside beta 1 to 4 with alpha D1-O-methyl sorbofuranose. And there you have it. We've named a disaccharide, and I hope you found this video to be useful.